Yeah, Rich, we'll just park it over there somewhere. Hang on a sec. Hi, is that the BBC newsroom? Oh, could you put me through? Thank you. Hi, Dan Hitchcock here. No, wait. I've got a story which is going to blow your mind. This one is hot. It's a story of courage, bravery, about one man's quest to be normal. The name of that person is Mike Sullivan.
Brain Man.
Mike Sullivan may seem like any ordinary, but he's not. Having suffered with Tourette's from about the age of 13, Michael has often struggled to be adult about the whole situation. And whilst famous sufferers like Big Brother's Pete Bennett exhibit much more light-hearted effects, Mike's condition remains underwhelmingly not funny. Intrepid young filmmakers Richard Park and Daniel Hitchcock went on the prowl to discover more about this Michael customer, and in the process of filming their findings, caught up with a few familiar faces.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. 45p? I haven't got any. Has anyone got 45p I could borrow? Lovely guy. Ooh, thumbnails, remember that? Smells like Teen Spirit. 45p.
There'll be more from them
Michael
later,
Joseph
but now to Dan.
Sullivan. Born on the 5th of December 1978 to parents Rhoda and Mick. As a schoolboy, he loved his sport, supported the Toffee Apples and the Red Army in equal measure. Not very talented on the football pitch, however, but he enjoyed playing tennis.
Ooh, how's that?
This documentary will look into the early years of Michael Sullivan and look at the present day Michael to see what makes that man tick, no pun intended, and how did he get to the place that he's in right now.
Well, we haven't got much time.
They began their journey,
Stop fucking about.
after much struggle,
Okay, we'll be there in
at his
2 minutes.
Exeter home.
Dan, we've got the interview. Come on, let's go.
So we've arrived 84 Months Road, Mike's home, and we're going to go inside and speak to a couple of members of his family. Come on in. Delighted to say we are joined by a very special person in Mike's life, Rhoda Sullivan.
Hi, Rhoda.
Hi.
And little Niall as well. You're going to introduce Niall?
Yeah, Niall as well, very special as well, of course.
Hello.
Mike's
Nephew.
nephew, yes. So two members of the family. So what are your thoughts about Mike? Why would you go there?
My thoughts about Mike. Well, what he's going to do is very brave.
Are you proud of your son?
I am. I should be very nervous,
Hmm.
and I think I could never do it, but it's up to him.
He's a little isn't he?
He is.
While Rhoda's back was turned, we took the opportunity to look elsewhere in the Sullivan household.
Dan, if you could explain where we are.
Well, Richard, the reason I'm whispering it's very exciting. We've managed to secure access to a special place, and we're going to meet a very special person.
Let's go inside. Let's go inside.
Whilst they were in his room, Dan and Rich were able to look through his possessions. Among his possessions were a collection of poems, and whilst the vast majority were too explicit to broadcast, Dan found two that weren't too bad actually.
First one's called Science, and it goes like this. She stared at me in science. I eyed her back through the flame of my Bunsen. Burn, 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 my love. Waltz in my fiery inferno, in brackets Bunsen. Apparently Mike, aged 12 3/4 there. The second one is called Danka. I'm not really sure what that's in relation to. D-A-N-K-A. But anyway, here it goes. Square it to Ablet. Good pass. Now Ablet, horns in acres. Right horn, play the simple to Watson. Okay, Watson. Look for some space, but you've dwelled too long and Kwamya's intercepted. Thank heavens for his heavy first touch. Goal kick. Also found a short screenplay in his cupboard titled Spud Gun, apparently an action thriller based in a high school starring a young boy called Mike Sullivan. But I read the first few pages, to be honest, and it wasn't up to much.
The next part of their journey took them here.
Mike Sullivan began work at the registry office in 2008. He's been there ever since. Enjoyed his work, Trish.
Trish Harrogate has worked at the registry office since the age of 14. We asked her some questions about Mike.
So Mike was the strongest candidate for the job?
Yeah, I'd say he was. Yeah. No, of course he wasn't. But I have quotas to fill and boxes to tick, and obviously Mike ticked 2 of those, at least. Obviously the first one being that he's completely mental, and the second is that, there is question over his sexuality, and perhaps he is bisexual.
So the sexual harassment suit, can you tell me much about that?
It's limited to what I can tell you because of the court proceedings.
Okay. Well, can you tell me much about the lady that issued the proceedings?
The lady? No, it wasn't a lady. No, it was Malcolm, the registrar. Mike actually had quite a violent bisexual campaign against Malcolm, and Malcolm was very affected by it. And obviously it was a toss-up between who we let go. I was really worried about letting Mike go because of the repercussions. Obviously he can come back at me that I was getting rid of him because he was mental or, of course, bisexual. Didn't really want that blotting my copybook, so unfortunately in the end I had to let Malcolm go.
Shame.
With Trish Harrogate's claims of Michael's psychosexual problems still ringing in their ears like a bad case of the condition known as tinnitus, Dan and Rich spoke to Mike's widely accepted girlfriend Karen, seen here flirting outrageously with Dan, for some answers. She couldn't provide any, so we had a little look back at their relationship instead.
To the Stardust.
Build a bet, seeing where Mike and Karen first met.
No, it wasn't.
What?
The Chevalier, seeing where Mike and Karen first met. It was love at first sight. Mike asked for sex, Karen said no, they kissed, Mike asked for sex again, Karen said no again.
Oh, I'll have you next time, you. It was here that Mike came, rebuffed by Karen. Club Rococo took him in like a wounded child. He danced the night away. He met a few girls, nothing serious, but he had a great deal of fun. But that's Mike all over, hey?
Although Michael Sullivan enjoys fun, he also despairs. We were able to obtain footage of Sullivan's compound nervous breakdown in which he danced for 37 consecutive hours.
Curly black and king kiss mixed with yellow chinkies. If you love
like always, his friends came to his aid and were able to pick him out of his crazed dance hole. Mike has at least 7 friends, and when he's not alone you can expect to find him in the company of people. One such people is Michael Park, pictured here at his place of work, Shade Boys. Dan Hitchcock caught up with him to discuss his friendship with Michael Sullivan.
So Mike Sullivan, a good friend?
Yeah, good friend.
There'll be more from Mike's friends later. There'll be clips from Watkins and me. But first, Dan, pictured here without Rich, went with Rich to the home of Mike's second favourite football club, Exeter City Football Club, despite walking in the wrong direction.
I'm so excited. I've managed to secure backstage access to Exeter City. Over there, Paul!
Alright, boy. Back, please, Smiler.
Logan? How you doing, mate?
Bro.
Tommy?
Alright, boy.
Honestly, they're wishing you all the best. So yeah, best of luck, Sullivan. Best of luck.
Of course, this didn't really happen, but if it had, we wouldn't have needed to record this.
Mike, everyone at Exeter City wishes you the very best of luck coming up, and we hope to see you soon back at the park and also back for the repechage of the quiz.
The next stop on this docu-tour was the set of Mike's favourite sitcom, Flat Blokes. Rich and Dan caught up with a few members of the cast, and hilarity ensued.
All the best.